It hardly seemed possible that Queensland's bare-knuckle election brawl could get any more brutal, but it has. The Bligh Labor government looks set to lose in a landslide on Saturday week, but it seems determined to take out opposition leader Campbell Newman as it falls. Today, Premier Anna Bligh dramatically escalated her attacks on Mr Newman over a series of donations he received from a property developer when Mr Newman was Lord Mayor of Brisbane. The Liberal National Party leader vehemently denies any wrongdoing and says the Premier is desperate, incompetent and loopy. John Taylor reports from Brisbane.
The media were alerted in an urgent text message that the Queensland Premier wanted to speak about integrity issues. What followed was her most serious assault on Liberal National Party leader Campbell Newman yet.
He wants Queenslanders to believe that he knew nothing about one of his biggest campaign donors while that donor was conducting a business out of one of Mr Newman's family properties.
At issue are reports published in The Australian that a Brisbane developer, Philip Usher, allegedly made donations of more than $70,000 under 7 different company names to a fund for Mr Newman when he was still Brisbane's Lord Mayor. The donations were allegedly made before the then Newman-led council approved a development. Mr Usher won't comment, and Campbell Newman has vehemently denied any wrongdoing and says it's part of a smear campaign.
Look, I do know Mr Usher like I know many businessmen, but I can tell you again, I've had no meetings with Mr Usher about this project. So,
but did he tell you that he was planning to make very large financial donations to your Forward Brisbane fund, the fund that you set up?
Tony, it's very easy, Tony. No, he did not, because I haven't met Mr Usher for a long period of time, many years. And I've had no meetings about this project. The only meeting I had was with the Chief Executive Officer of the Council, the senior planning officials, the head of the Planning Committee back in early 2010. And you know what happened then, Tony? The project was rejected.
Queensland's Crime and Misconduct Commission is assessing the matter to decide if it should investigate. But after Labor carried out company searches, Ms Bligh says there are fresh questions. At this house, developer Philip Usher had a company registered. The same building is owned by the family of Mr Newman's wife, Lisa.
You'll also notice in the documents that I've provided to you that this company ceased to have as its principal place of business 10 Downing Street on the 22nd of March 2011. That was the day that Mr Newman announced that he would be leaving the mayoralty and making a bid for state parliament.
Newman's wife Lisa and brother Seb are friends with Liam Smith. They own a company together.
This has been a vicious state election campaign, with Labor repeatedly questioning Mr Newman's integrity and propriety. The like of it hasn't been seen since the fall of the long-running National Party government in 1989.
What you've got here is Mr Newman dodging the truth. If he thinks that Queenslanders will believe that he knew nothing about one of his biggest campaign donors conducting a business out of one of his family properties at the same time as he was donating 7 different donations through 7 different company names while his development was being approved contrary to the local planning area, then he must think that Queenslanders are just mugs.
Campbell Newman has a very simple response. The building is rented by an accounting firm.
Ladies and gentlemen, how desperate is the Premier of Queensland? How incompetent is the Premier of Queensland? If you go into any accounting or legal firm in Australia, you will see the registered company names there on the wall. We've got an accounting firm with hundreds of registered companies. The accounting firm's there because they have leased some real estate through a real estate agent. Today the Premier's shown she is so desperate, she is so incompetent and frankly downright loopy that she's resorting to stuff like this.
Mr Newman says it's all a diversionary tactic.
She lied about asset sales, she lied about a fuel tax, she lied about a waste tax, she's lied about me for week after week after week, and today she concocts the most surreal amount of rubbish that I've ever heard in politics in 10 years. I mean, I totally, of course, reject it. It is just silly, silly stuff.
John Taylor reporting from Brisbane.